Well, the global sports industry needs revolutionising because there's a lot of opportunity that currently exists in the global sports industry. There's a lot of suffering also going along in the sports industry, and we're seeing far too many athletes taking their own lives. We're seeing too many athletes not in a sustainable career that are financially struggling, and all these things are leading to mental health issues. On the flip side, there's amazing innovation going on in the global sports industry, and some of the sports groups are actually leading the way when it comes to things like environmental issues and innovation within technology. So I think there's a fantastic opportunity there to really collaborate more within the global sports industry to make it even more dynamic than it actually is today, but also to remove and address a lot of the suffering that's happening within the industry. Today, there's over more than 6 billion people across the world that are either directly or indirectly related to associated with the global sports industry. Last year, it created revenues as an industry of $580 billion. But I really believe that we're only touching the tip of the iceberg here, and there's so many more opportunities, not just to make money, but to address all of the issues that are going on within the industry by using collaboration as the means to provide these solutions. Now, I use the comparison on a regular basis of what's been happening within the space industry over the last 10 to 15 years. And by bringing new and improved ideas to an industry, we can actually create better outcomes, not only at a cheaper price, but also enabling a lot more people to have greater opportunities. And I think this is exactly what we want to do within the global sports industry. So I think the global sports industry has the opportunity right now to adapt and to innovate itself in a way that's new, exciting, promoting new opportunities where we work as a collaborative global community to address things like mental health rather than taking these things on within specific sports. We need to do this at a faster pace. We need to roll out some of these amazing programs that are already happening within the sports world, but we need to do this on a larger scale. We also need to address the pain that's happening within the industry. And first, to do that, we must acknowledge that this pain exists. There's too many athletes that are suffering. There's too many coaches that are suffering around the world. And there's too many organizations within the global sports industry that are suffering. So we need to come together to use innovation, to use new methods and ways and processes in which we can create sustainable outcomes for all of these stakeholders within the sports industry. And that's what we're going to do here at World Sports Online. Over the last 2.5 years, I've spoken to and interviewed many people, hundreds of people across the global sports industry, from athletes to coaches, both at the elite level as well as the amateur level, from grassroots organizations. I've spoken to IOC committee members. I've spoken to people leading their own national sports federations. I've spoken to athletes who are just starting off on their professional career. I've spoken to athletes that are in the middle of their sporting career, and I've spoken to athletes that have retired from their sporting career. And all of these interactions have led me to understand the global sports industry at a very advanced level, I would say. And I've spent 2.5 years of my own time working full time on developing that knowledge, gaining that experience, and asking these people, these stakeholders within the global sports industry, what do they think can be implemented to actually make the global sports industry better than it is today? And these are all the things that we've learned from this process that are going into building this platform, this app that we're going to build at World Sports Online to enable people to address all of those things, but also to make greater opportunities, new opportunities that maybe don't exist today. So for a small startup business perhaps in Australia that's looking at getting into the sports industry, how do they take their product to a global network and a global marketplace? We're going to help those types of organizations be able to do that because they're going to be able to connect to the entire global sports industry via our platform. We're also going to be enabling people that are focusing on mental health solutions that are helping athletes and coaches and everybody else within the global sports industry make a bigger impact. You know, there's some wonderful programs today around the world where people are helping athletes with mental health solutions, but we want to see those types of solutions grow faster and be more widespread because there is a pandemic of mental health issues within the global sports industry, and we need to band together to solve that issue and bring in new innovations that are going to help those people suffering from mental health issues today. So in addition to the consultation that I've done over the last 2.5 years, I've also been speaking to a lot of people within the IT space, app developers and network developers, to look at what is the best type of solution to have this enormous product that we're going to be able to offer to the global sports industry. So there's been a lot of time going into consultation with organizations that can help us build the require infrastructure in terms of giving everybody the solutions that we're going to be talking about. So what are the next steps? Well, we're up to a very exciting phase of the project right now, and we're seeking investors and we're seeking partners around the world that want to be part of the journey. We want to revolutionize the global sports industry as quickly as we can, but we have a very methodical plan on how we want to do that. We want to include as many partners as possible on that journey. So we're spending a lot of time at the moment talking to people who want to be part of that journey through a collaborative process, but also through an investment process. So if you're watching this video today and you think, wow, I'd like to know more about what's going on with this World Sports Online opportunity, then reach out to us and we're more than happy to have a conversation around how we can build a platform together that's going to revolutionize the global sports industry.